I want you, yes, you, to stop sabotaging your 30s. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you have already been tuning in, thank you so much. Thank you for becoming a viewer, a subscriber. If you've already subscribed to my channel, please share my channel, share a video with someone that you really liked. If there's anything I have said that has resonated with you, please share that video with at least one person, okay? And this is very important. Make sure you hit the notification bell if you are a subscriber already. All right. That way you'll be notified when I post a new video. All right. Okay. All right. So I want to get into talking about sabotaging your 30s. Now I'm still in my 30s. I'm 37. I'm going to be 38 this month. We're in December 2025. All right. So I'm going to be turning 38 soon. And I'm moving toward my glorious 40s. But I want to talk to you about 3 things that I stopped doing between the ages of 30 and 35. Okay. That really changed my life. All right, I had to move back a little bit. So first, to I neglected the responsibility of budgeting. When we hear the word budgeting, the phrase, make a budget, it sounds boring. It may even seem overwhelming when you think about how so many people are really in survival mode these days. And it's like whatever they get, they're just going to handle what they got in front of them and worry about the rest later. But you can make a budget and have a budget no matter what level of income you're at. It's really just about discipline and the willingness to live beneath your means. And living beneath your means is not a negative thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's actually going to help you to get where you want to be. And so with zero-based budgeting, which is the type of budgeting that I do, I think that it's one of the easiest methods of budgeting. That's what I do. I do zero-based budgeting. Basically, in a nutshell, once you get paid from all of your different income sources, you give you assign a purpose and a home for every dime that you make. There's nothing remains open to just be spent however. Every dollar has a home. I have this much for gas that particular 2 weeks or a month or however the frequency of your payment is. This much for um, phone bill. This much for recreational things. And once you spend that particular budget that you set aside for that category, that's it. That's it for the month. Or again, however frequent your pay is. I won't get into deep discussion today about how I budget, but I do want to make another video about that because I really enjoy it. It's actually a lot of fun the way that I do it. It's nothing new. You may have heard of it before, but I would highly encourage you to start budgeting every dime and start with zero-based budgeting. If you don't like budgeting, I believe you're going to like that method of budgeting. All right. So that's one thing that I stopped doing. I didn't do that in my 20s. But I started getting serious about my finances and I started to um, learn zero-based budgeting so that I could put myself on a path to live the life I really want to live. Most of us think we don't make enough money. And some people don't, but most of us could have a decent life. It may not be the dream life you're looking for or lifestyle you're looking for, but you can have a decent life if you would just manage better what you do have. All right. So that's the first thing. Stop neglecting that responsibility of having a budget. All right. So the second thing that I stopped doing to sabotage my 30s was I stopped doubting or being reserved about my purpose, my gifting, what I've been anointed by God to do, all of that. I stopped thinking that somebody else was more qualified. or better than me at doing the thing that God uniquely anointed me to do. All right. I stopped being passive about who God called me to be. And that, I must say, has to be probably the number one thing. I think that is the number one thing that was sabotaging my 30s. A lot opens up for you in your 30s. Um, I feel like, well, I'll probably say around 25 was when my life kind of started to, move toward what I believe that God, meant for it to look like, if that makes sense. The things that he called me to, that's when things kind of took a turn for me, a pivot for me. But in your 30s, that's when you start to become more familiar with who you are and, the space that you're meant to occupy in the world and all of that. And you have a voice. And by now you got some testimony built up. By now you've been through some things. You can help somebody with something. You're at a point where you can really teach. And not to despise your youth, you can teach. I was teaching in my 20s as well. I mean, I wrote my first book when I was 23 years old. So I'm not, what I'm saying is a lot does change by the time you're in your 30s. And many of you can attest to that too. And so, but even when I was doing those things in my 20s, I still in the back of my mind was thinking, what do these people think of me? I'm at a point now where I don't care anymore because my daily focus is, one day I'm going to have to give an account. That's what I think about. I lost my dad this year. We're in the month of December. My daddy passed away in September, mid-September, September 13th. And I have to share that my daddy, he was 66 years old when he passed away, and he was not finished. There were other things that God had for him. There were other things that were written in his book for him to accomplish before he left this world. And I'm determined for that to not be my story. I want to do everything God called me to do, and leave this world empty. I don't want to leave full. I want to leave empty, emptied of my potential, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm on, and that's how I think. So stop doubting your potential. Stop doubting that you have a voice. Stop doubting that you're called. Stop doubting that you're anointed. No. That's the second thing. Stop doing to sabotage my 30s. Now, the third and final thing that I want to discuss in this video, and I'm making an entire video around this one. Okay. Actually, I think it's going to be my next video. Stop being everyone's hero. Stop being everyone's shiro. You got to stop doing that, baby. You got to learn how to let the ship sink. Even though you can solve the problem, you know the solution, you know how to do it quickly, you know how to do it efficiently. How is it affecting you to rescue everybody in every situation? And when you do that and people know that you care, they'll start coming to you for everything. I mean, and pulling on you. It's like, oh my goodness. And then they think that maybe you don't need anything. Or, and it's not that they mean it, they're trying to be hurtful or disrespectful. It's just that when you put on a when you're a symbol of strength in your family, among your friends, people just by default think that, oh, they're good, they don't need anything. um and so they're not going to show up as much as you may. And I also want to say this: you need to step back yourself, because it's really not on them to have to show up. They're more conscious. Usually there's other people, and I'm talking to a certain group of people. I'm talking to the ones of us who have always tried to be the hero and rescue everybody and save everybody and help everybody. Those are the people that I'm talking about. So the people who we are saving and helping all the time, they're going about their life because maybe they've learned, you know, they know they can't save everybody. They're not trying to do that. But we have to learn to stop doing that, being everybody's hero. So that is the third thing that I had to learn. It's hard to step back from that when you are gifted, when you know how to do so many things, when you can learn things quickly and you can solve problems and you're a critical thinker and you know how to make something out of nothing in a good way. You'll end up spreading yourself so thin and so stressed and so on edge all the time because you're trying to be everybody's hero. So I encourage you to stop that. Again, let the ship sink, meaning you may know what to do about something, but don't do it, it just, and I really had to learn how to listen to and follow the leading of the Holy Spirit as to when to help and when not to. Especially when it was becoming a detriment to my health to do so much. And so I'm going to make a video. Again, it's my next video that's coming out. It's going to be about this very thing. How to stop being everybody's hero and saving everyone. Okay. Pray for people. Be there for them when you can. There are so many dynamics to this topic. But that's the end of this video. Those are the 3 things I wanted to share with you guys that I learned to stop doing to sabotage my 30s. Things that I stopped doing between age 30 and 35-ish. If this video was helpful to you, please leave a comment below. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification button or hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when I release a new video. And tell somebody about my channel. Go ahead and leave a comment because I want to dialogue with you guys. All right. All right. That's it. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. See you next week. Y'all have a good one. Bye.